Hello and welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to talk about visa services and should you use one. So yes, everything we're about to go over as far as dealing with visas, you can do yourself. Now, all I can say is it is a royal pain in the butt to deal with immigration. Unless you have someone who speaks fluent Thai and your English language that can help you every step of the way and are familiar with immigration. If you're not one of those people, you might want to consider using a visa service. For the last 4 years, I used a visa service, and in all of my videos, I've tried to tell you what a benefit it is to use a visa service. And just so you know, I don't receive any kickbacks, nothing. I've never said go in to a visa service and give them a code so I can get some money off of it, nothing. I'm trying to make your life easier, at least for that first year when you're here. So once you get here, you're trying to get acclimatized to everything, and dealing with immigration and all their paperwork and everything else can just be too much. I would suggest getting a visa service. Now, this is the process you can actually start now, not later. Let me explain. So you don't pay for a visa service till you're in the country here and you pay for their services and they're actually doing something. So you can, by all means, contact them at any point from your home country via Facebook or whatever your visa service has that you're looking into in the area you're looking into, and ask them all the questions you want. I'm going to have a link down in the description to Assist Thai Visa, the one I've used for 4 years. This is the one that I've sent everyone to, and you can message them on their Facebook. It's going to be a Facebook link. Ask them, tell them exactly what your age is, what you're planning on doing in Thailand, whether you're going to work, whether you're retired, whatever your situation would be. Explain everything and ask them about their help and what visa would be perfect for you. Because, and I've said this in other videos, if you go on, let's say you're from the US and you go onto the Thai immigration website for the US, whatever it's called, and you see all the visas available for Americans. Yes, those are the visas that are available for you while you are sitting in the United States. There may be other visa options available for you if you're an American sitting in a desk in Thailand. Totally different than the way we would think things are done, but there are some visas that you can get within the country that you can't find any information about outside the country. So read between the lines there. It is a very good idea to contact a visa service to find out the whole story. And maybe you already have a visa that you're like, I'm going to get this one, no ifs, ands, or buts. You may want to contact them and say, hey, I'm this age, I'm going to be moving to fill in the blank Phuket, and I'm thinking about doing this visa. Would that be the best one for me? What do you think? And they'll tell you, and it won't cost you anything. And no, they're not going to try to manipulate everything where you have to use them. I've known them for 4 years. They're good people. They're just going to answer your question for you. So I highly recommend it. Now, if you're wanting to know the cost for using a visa service once you're here in Thailand, well, contact the one you plan on using and ask them. And if you're wondering, well, let's say I'm going to Rayong, and the one I'm talking about, Assist Thai Visa, is in Chiang Mai. Well, which one should I use down in Rayong? How am I going to find out? Well, you can ask Assist Thai Visa, who would you recommend in the Rayong area? So it's something you can easily do. The only reason I'm sending you to Assist Thai Visa is because it is the only one that I've used for the last 4 years that I trust. So it's the only place I could confidently send you, and I know that they will respond to you very quickly on Facebook Messenger. I didn't say send them an email. Make sure you realize that. So in what ways can this make your life easier? They're going to act in your behalf. So in other words, you're going to go in their office, fill out a bunch of forms. They're going to go to immigration for you. They're going to take care of all of your reporting for you. They're going to take care of everything. So while all the other expats who aren't using a visa service are going to immigration For certain things, you will not have to. And if you have questions, you can get those answered and they can hold your hand through the entire process. Now, there are different services that the visa services sometimes offer, like Assist Thai Visa helped us get our driver's license. They told us what the procedure would be, what school made the calls for us, that kind of thing. And they also helped us establish a bank account, because let's say you're coming over here on a retirement visa, there's a financial requirement. A lot of visas, there's a financial requirement, which means you may have to have some money in a Thai bank, which means they can't get you the visa you need until you have said money in a Thai bank account. Now, the banking in Thailand is getting more and more difficult for foreigners to open a bank account. As a matter of fact, a friend of mine just recently moved away from Thailand. He went into the bank to close his account. I think it was with Bangkok Bank. And they were pleading with him, you don't want to close your account, it's too difficult to get a new one. But he wasn't planning on coming back, so he closed his account. So they were telling him that it's more difficult to open up an account these days. So having a visa service that can help you open up an account is great. Now you may say, what does immigration, how do they feel about you using a visa service? Okay, put yourself in the visa employee standpoint. Let's say you're in the US and you're in the immigration and you speak English, and in comes a bunch of people from other countries that can barely speak your language, if at all, in English, and you're trying to communicate with them and show them forms. They don't understand anything, and it's a royal pain. However, that person hired someone from the US that runs a visa service agency, and that representative comes in. They're an American, they speak English, you two can converse very easily, explain the forms, they can have their client fill out whatever. Yes, immigration does like it when you use visa services, as long as the visa service is doing everything correctly, which brings me to my next point. How do you choose a visa service company? One, let's say you're moving to, I don't know, let's throw a city, Bangkok. Go onto Facebook, join a group, like an expat group for expats in Bangkok, and ask them, has anyone used a visa service? Now, you're going to get a lot of negative comments about using a visa service. Oh, you could do it yourself. Oh, don't worry about it. Those are people who either A, probably had a Thai girlfriend when they moved here who helped them through the whole process, or B, they could not afford a visa service. So ignore them and look for the recommendations for a place that people recommend in the city that you're looking to move to. So that would be my biggest recommendation on finding someone to use. So using a visa service, I wouldn't have it any other way. Used it for the last 4 years. Everything's been flawless. I've had no issues. Any questions that I have about things I'm doing, like going out of the country, coming back in, I always contact them. They take care of the TM30. If you don't know what that is, you will soon find out. Needs a residence certificate. They can take care of that too. Yes, you can do all these things on your own, but it's so much better when somebody takes care of it for you. So that's all I have for you right now. Now, if you're one of those people who are looking to move here to Thailand, I do have a step-by-step guide with links to everything you would need to move here to Thailand. There's a link down in the description, so make sure to check that out. If you like the video, give it a thumbs up. If you'd like to subscribe, we'd love to have you. And until next time, I'm going to say thank you in Thai, which is Khap Khun Khap.